Hi, Aries. These are your channeled messages and reading for the first half of October 2020. So, this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. And I'm going to get started, Aries, with the channeled messages I got clairaudiently for you when I was tapping into your energy. So, Aries, the first thing I got was playful correspondence or telegraph from an idol. So, a lot of times the guides speak in kind of old timey terms. So, I'm taking the telegraph to mean maybe like a text message or something. So, possibly, Aries, some of you have been contacting someone who's famous or something like that, or somebody that you really look up to. And it looks like in the first 2 weeks of October, or the first half of October, you could hear back from that person. So that's really exciting. And then the next thing I heard was, Aries, you're making a transition from one field to another. So for some of you Aries out there, perhaps you are thinking of changing career fields. And then I heard over encumbered by situational awareness. So, Aries, I took that to mean that perhaps some of you are just feeling overwhelmed by the constant breaking news, or something like that. Just something about news or media making you feel emotionally overwhelmed or over encumbered. And then, Aries, I heard drinking. Can't go right with alcohol. So, Aries, some of you could be considering quitting drinking, or considering drinking less, or some of you Aries might just feel that while drinking is fun when you're doing it, maybe the next day it just seems like things didn't go right, or you find yourself feeling like guilty or regretful about anything that happens while you're drinking, which is just something that happens to our bodies when we drink, for physiological reasons. But so take that however that resonates, Aries. And then I heard, Aries, you're trying to reconcile with a connection to someone in the past. And then the last thing I heard was patience in waiting for the arrival of joy. So that last message did seem like it could go with the trying to reconcile. So for those of you that trying to reconcile is connecting with, perhaps patience is just needed while you await the return of this person or the joy of the repaired relationship. And for others of you, you can take them individually if that makes more sense to you. So, Aries, I'm going to go ahead and get some cards for you. I am going to take a look at your career energy, since that did come up in the channeling. So let's just go ahead and see what Spirit has to say about your work or career energy in this first half of October, Aries. So we have the lead card that came out first. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle a few more times and see if there's anything else that wants to come out with this, Aries. Okay, so with lead, you also have confront here, and love reversed. And then we have darkest fears reversed, base chakra reversed, and clarity of belief reversed. So starting here with lead, Aries, I see this person as, this scroll reminds me of starting something new, plus your channeled message did have to do with starting a new situation or transitioning to a new field. So it just looks like this guy is approaching somebody with an offer. So it also could be, Aries, that if you are considering leaving a job or career field, it could be that you've already had an offer come in from someone else who would like you to work for them. And then with confront here coming out next, it just looks like this is building up to the confrontation point when you have to, or when you choose to leave your current work situation. So it could be triggering for you in that conversation, just because quitting or having a confrontation is never easy, or it usually comes with at least some kind of uncomfortable feelings. So it looks like here, Aries, that the conversation could trigger some emotions or like rejection sensitivity in you that perhaps were present when you were a younger person. But you can see here that you are an adult now, but it just, something about the situation may kind of make you feel like you are treated like a child, or it just could be that, you feel like smaller in this situation. But it does look like you are going to do the confronting. And then with love reversed here, that looks like a break from, your current work situation. But then with darkest fears reversed, that's really great, because it's like this process of the quitting. I'm taking this as this was your darkest fear. Possibly this confrontation piece could have been the part that you feared. And also, I'm kind of sensing that maybe some of you Aries, one of your darkest fears was getting caught in a career or job that was unfulfilling and just kind of monotonously going through life doing the same thing every day. So it just looks, in any case, Aries, that your darkest fears in the first 2 weeks of October are going to be defeated in a way surrounding career. So then with base chakra reversed here, Aries, when you quit a job, even if you didn't like it, that was still your stability for some amount of time, and any transition period or timeline can make you feel a little unstable. So the base chakra is, your stability, your foundation. So you may have felt that that was removed in some ways through this process of transitioning. And then with clarity of belief reversed, I'm just seeing that maybe before you really get going on this new career, you might be just feeling a little bit like you're just having a hard time believing that this could be as good as it feels or as good as you want it to be, which is kind of something that a lot of us do just to make our expectations smaller so we don't get disappointed. But I see, Aries, that this is just kind of a mental state for you, and it really does seem like this transitional period or transition to a new field or new career is going to be really powerful for you, because it looks like it's going to allow you to put some of your past behind you, and maybe put some like past behaviors, or just it's just a new stage for you, which is really exciting, and I think is going to be a welcome change for you, Aries. So let's go ahead and take a look, Aries, at what is going to be going on in the first half of October with your close personal relationships, so your family and your friends. Okay, so we have the Five of Wands here, which came out upright, and the Eight of Cups upright, and Strength upright. So with this set here, it looks like there could be some like arguing or possibly some competition. So that would kind of make sense too in conjunction with your work reading, Aries, if you are resonating with both parts of this reading. There's just people that are really, reaching for the top, vying for the top spot, and they're kind of willing to walk over, some people to get there. So it is common, Aries, for a lot of people to be friends with the people that they work for. So this could just or work with. So this could be kind of conjoined with the other part of the reading. And then with the Eight of Cups here, you're obviously walking away from some of these relationships as well. So if this doesn't have to do with your work situation, Aries, it could just be that you're dealing with some competitive people, or some people that just care a lot about themselves, or you may feel that they're kind of selfish, or that they're just maybe like a little bit negative. So in any event, Aries, however this resonates for you, it does look like you are walking away from that situation. and you are using strength to do so, which I find this to be a very loving description or depiction of strength, Aries. So you're doing this in like a loving way, you know for yourself to grow, that whatever relationships these are talking about, that this needs to happen for you, for you to reach your true happiness and to reach the top. So then we also have death reversed here, and then the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Swords. So it looks like, there is maybe some people that are going to perhaps try to change your mind about this walking away that you might be doing, Aries. Because with death in the upright, it would be rebirth, or a new cycle starting, or maybe, could even be considered like making new friends or new relationships. So with that being reversed, it also could just mean that it's just, it is the end. It's not a rebirth. You are not looking to open these relationships back up. You're just kind of done with this part of your life, whatever this is speaking about for you, Aries. Because you have such new and exciting things coming in for you that you've really become impassioned about. Like you're excited to move forward and let your true self shine. I'm kind of getting the impression that maybe there were some friendships or relationships that made you feel like you had to continue to be a certain way, or kind of had you stuck in the past and made you just feel a little confined and not able to blossom into the person that you're becoming. So it looks like in the first 2 weeks of October, Aries, you are having some kind of epiphany or enlightenment about the relationships that you have or have had. You can see this person's, with the Ace of Swords here, this person's mind is expanding and opening up, and there's like all kinds of knowledge here. It's also interesting that you can see an infinity sign here in this card up there. And with death reversed, there's also an infinity sign here where it says death and rebirth. So, this could be speaking about a relationship, Aries, that you thought was going to last forever, but you've had some kind of enlightenment or thoughts about this that, that are changing this, it seems like. So then we have the King of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords. So the King of Pentacles, it looks like a father figure here to me compared to the other people that are depicted in the rest of these cards. This is the only person who's come out that is older. So just putting that out there in case that is meaningful for some of you, Aries. And so, but the King of Pentacles has it all together. This could just stand for maturity. So Aries, that goes well with the rest of the reading. Like I really see you just doing your best to mature and grow as a person. And I see that you are doing that. It seems like you're doing a good job doing that. So we can just take this as meaning that you are moving on and moving forward to reach your own stability where you are independent, financially stable on your own, have your own place, all kinds of things like that. And then finally we end with the Seven of Swords here. So, that could be part of the reason that you are leaving some of these relationships. It could be that you have had some kind of epiphany or enlightenment about some shady behavior that was happening in your close personal relationships. And so the Seven of Swords always depicts someone sneaking off, but with the crow speaking loudly here, it looks like someone could have possibly alerted you to this, or it could be that, maybe nothing has really happened yet, but it is that spirit or your intuition is tipping you off that there is something going on here that's could be deceitful or just shady, just something going on behind the scenes. So it looks like in the end, Aries, that is probably going to be the, final straw for you when you acknowledge this like trickery that could have been going on behind the scenes. So that's what I have for your close relationships, Aries. And then quickly, let's just take a look at your spiritual journey in the first half of October, Aries, and see what Spirit has to tell you about that energy. So, I mean, I didn't shuffle that great, so that's not shocking that these came out again. But it could be that Spirit just wants to reiterate to you, Aries, that this thing that's happening where it may have been difficult before in your life to lead or to confront problems or make changes, that this is actually a very spiritual thing that's going on for you and necessary for your development, both as like a 3D individual, but also as a divine being. And this time, too, the love came in the upright, so that's good. I think it's just signifying that, while you're seeing these things as needing to go with this like separation or breakup from a job or whoever, you might see it like there's no love in the situation, or that may feel like you being like less compassionate than usual. It's actually a way of being compassionate to yourself and to your inner needs, and also to your inner child. So let's see if there's anything else that Spirit would like to tell you that could be going on for you spiritually in October. Whoa. Okay, so we have observe, choosing your battles, and healing begins. So Aries, it looks like spiritually for you in the first half of October, in conjunction with what I just talked about with this confronting or, breaking up or leaving a situation, that it's really important to observe and just watch what goes on while you have this interaction, to try to stay present in yourself, but also to feel strong and powerful because you have others with you here. Like your higher self is with you, your future self is with you, but also yourself from the past. So there's just a lot going on in this situation that's going to be really significant to you individually. And no one else may see or sense these things going on surrounding this situation, but it's important for you to open yourself to feel like all the feels about this, and just observe how things go and also how things change. And I think that also you may find, Aries, that if you're having some type of confrontation or taking the lead, that the situation may be really nerve-wracking before you actually get into it, but then you may see that people respond really well during this interaction, and it might not have such a negative connotation as you may once have thought of these types of scenarios. So then you have choose your battles in the reverse. So it is possible that somebody is in this situation that you could be confronting, might just get a little belligerent or might be overly argumentative. So, with observe, with choosing your battles reversed, it could be that there's just a real need to, just stay calm and like sort of quiet, like let the person speak and don't let your you're going to feel all the emotions, but you're just observing them. You don't have to take action on that. And I think that that person is going to kind of show their cards or show what they're really about. And it might just be like they're really egotistical, or they're just interested in argument for the sake of argument, or it could be a bunch of other things. But I don't see that you, Aries, are going to be the one that's super argumentative. It just might be that someone could be, they just want to keep the argument going. They want to like get you out of pocket, or something like that. But after this, I see that healing begins here for you, Aries, and possibly for another person. So that's interesting because in your channeled messages, it did say that you were possibly working on a reconciliation with someone from the past. So it looks like this is a necessary thing to happen for you, Aries. I think there's going to be healing for you as well as healing for other people in this situation. So just, use that strength that came out for you in the beginning of this reading, Aries, and I think you're going to do great, and you're going to come out the other end more mature and confident than you ever have been before in October. So thanks a bunch for watching, Aries, and I'll talk to you again soon.